relax. You need to shake it, so I'm gonna shake it.
Yeah.
Check it out, check it out, check it out. It's good to be here again. So, here I am, and I'm from Yemen, and it's a country actually. It's a country that exists somewhere on the planet. Yeah, because I always have this, yeah, where I'm from, and then I'm like, oh, I'm from Yemen. And then he replies, oh, really? My friend is from Germany. Yeah, and so what? Yeah, and which city you are from? In Germany? What the fuck is Germany? I said Yemen, yeah. And then I have to explain. Yeah. Oh yeah, man, it's the Middle East. Do you know Dubai? Oh yeah, of course we know Dubai. Oh yeah, you are rich. Yeah, you have a lot of money. Oh yeah. Well, we're the unfortunate one, yeah? We're just next to them. We're poor as fuck. I mean, we have a lot of oil, by the way. We're just too fucked up that we couldn't use it. So yeah, let me tell you something about me. That I grew up to be a really proud Yemen. Yeah? Proud of my culture, proud of my traditions, proud of being in Yemen, you know. And I remember the first years when I left Yemen, and this was in me, you know. I tried to tell the best about Yemen. I think they don't know. And until one day I had this conversation with someone very dear to me, someone very close to my heart. And we were sitting to the end of the day, we had warm tea, drinking, and he was flipping in his phone, and he found something interesting. He was like, oh Rashid, it's some very interesting article and I want to share with you. I was like, ah, go ahead. And he was like, there is this question. It says, what is home? Is it the place you were born in, or the place you live the rest of your life in? And I was in a shock. I was truly in a shock. I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And I looked, I was like, man, are you for real? Like, how do you ask even this question? Like, and he was like, yeah, it's, you know. And then I went, because he was very calm, and he started to get more like enraged, and I started like, my voice started going up, and I was like, no, how dare you asking such questions, you know, home is Yemen, it will always be Yemen, how can you lose your pride of being a Yemeni? And then he looked in a shock, and he was like, you know, Rashid, I think you are just too young to understand. I'll give you some time. And I wanted to argue, I wanted to talk, and he just left. This fucker. So, yeah, that conversation ended, but inside me it has already begun. And only a year later, I missed my country a lot, and I was like, oh yeah, let's go back, let's visit. So I went back to Yemen for a visit. I remember when I first arrived, and I entered, and I couldn't recognize it anymore. And it wasn't because the street and the roads were already broken. Yeah, infrastructure were fucked up, and everything was changed a lot. But people's heart became so dark. And it was because we are in a war for a really long time, many years. That's what happened when we stay in a war for a really long time. And I remember this moment that I was in a car, we were driving, and in the road, a guy just stopped the car in the middle of the road. And we were all waiting behind the cars, a few minutes there. And then a guy in front of us opened the window. Hey man, what are you doing? Just move, you know we are waiting behind you. And that guy replied, he was like, I can do whatever the fuck I want. Immediately a conflict started. We went out of the car and they started fighting, and other people came and started to stop the fight. And I was in the back and I was witnessing this, and to be honest, my home didn't feel home anymore. And then I left. I decided I don't want to come back here. And slowly, day after day, I started to disassociate myself from my identity, from my culture, from my pride of being Yemeni, to a level that I actually started to hate being Yemeni. And I started to hate the question, where are you from? Yeah. Sometimes I don't answer it, and sometimes I tell them, oh, I live in Earth. You just don't have to know. Anyways, you don't know what is Yemen, so. So yeah, and you know what happened next? It became floating in the air with no roots to ground myself. I would call it a nobody. Someone who's cool. And then recently I started to realize that in order to find freedom, in order to find inner liberation, I need to accept all part of myself. Each part I need to embrace. It doesn't matter what it is. Yeah. And then I was like, oh yeah, the Yemeni part, of course. I need to reintegrate now. Yeah. But you know what was the struggle? It was already too different. From my Yemeni background. I was like, will I even be accepted? Be back again? But here's the real question. Is it about Yemeni people accept me, or is it about me accepting Yemen and accepting this part of myself? Because I'm still in the process, and that's why I decided to come here and tell this story. Because I was like, yeah, sometimes I tell stories that I'm already healed from, but I was like, no, I'm gonna say stories that I'm still in the process. I'll leave you with this quote I had from Ioana, co-founder of Environmental Foundation. She said that you always belong, even when you are different. That clicked for me. Because I realized, like, oh yeah, I'm always a Yemeni. Doesn't matter, I'm different now. And I will always be. So thank you, Ioana.